Hello, viewers. Good afternoon and compliments of the season once again. Okay, so I was just thinking about it. A lot has been happening presently, right from 2020 coronavirus, up to this date. Even there are people who are still going through, the depression, the trauma that, those period caused for us. And I was thinking, I said, having, to hate people or to be angry or to feel sorry, does it really matter after this life? What are those things that matter after this life? What are those things that can transform our lives after this life? What does life after this life really mean, and what does it really hold for us? So at the end of the day, I've come to understand that it's only the life God has chosen for us that has the benefit at the end of this life. Only the life God has chosen for us. So, are we walking in the will of God? Have you asked God? When was the last time you asked God, what's the purpose? I'm here. Because acquiring all those things, going through all the hurdles to be reasonable, to have the physical achievement, to have those physical things. And at the end of the day, it's just like someone turned you off and you just went off and you can't come on again. Even if they throw 1 billion on your body, you are dead, you are gone. You are on to another life. So what's the benefit? What's the gain in all the strife, in all the anger, in all the rejection, in all the whole hurdles we go through, both illegally and legally, to just make a name, to make people feel like we are doing it, to make people feel like we are better off. What's the meaning if all those things are not done in the will of God? Because at the end of the life, I'm just thinking, after a life that is not lived according to the will of God, what's the gain? After that kind of life, what comes next? After that kind of life, what comes next? I think that was the question we need to ask ourselves today. After this life I'm living, it doesn't matter how long. People die in their 20s, people die in their 30s, people die in their 40s. I don't think death is something we should be afraid of anymore. We should be more afraid of afterlife. After death, what happens? After this beautiful life we're living, after this gorgeous life we're living, no matter how expensive, the clothes we are wearing are when we passed on, it doesn't matter to us anymore after that. It doesn't matter. Can't you see that the major thing is living a life on purpose? Knowing God's will for your life. That's all that matters. It's really been a burden on me. A lot has happened, especially yesterday, today, and I thought to share this with you because that's the truth. The only life that's worth living is a life that is lived according to God's purpose. That's the only life worth living. I can't forgive him. What he did to me, I will never forgive him. It doesn't make any sense. Because when they die, that's all. When you die, that's all. That's all. If there's somebody that has hurt you, forgive the person. The person doesn't have to tell you sorry. Just forgive, because there's no need to hold grudges. If someone is owing you and cannot afford to pay you, and that's the reason why you cannot sleep, my dear, move on. Move on. Move on. Life without God's purpose is a useless life. Because at the end of this day, just like somebody said, that this body is just a carton. And when we're out of it, the carton becomes useless. It cannot even be recycled. It cannot be recycled to becoming another life. It is gone. It is gone. It's forgotten. Please, let us take time and be careful about the life we live. reading the Bible, knowing the Bible from cover to cover doesn't make any sense if it is not, if we don't have the character. If we don't possess the character of God, having the power of God, fighting our battles and praying warfare prayers and all those things, it doesn't really matter. Methuselah lived long. Jesus also died young. But the most important thing in everything was that they lived. What kind of life did they live? Jesus lived a life that forever will be remembered. Jesus lived a life that forever will set people free. Jesus lived a life that forever will transform lives. Forever and ever and ever. Please ask yourself, what kind of life am I living? As I'm stepping into 2022, what kind of life do I want to live? The kind of life I've been living or the kind of life God wants me to live? That's all I have for you today. God bless you. Once again, I'm Princess Obichukwu. Love you guys.